Meow. I hear every meow. Tonight we're playing Slay the Princess. Please be warned, this is a horror game. It is not intended for all audiences. There are flickering image effects as well as parallax effects that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. Am I gonna get motion sick? Let's find out. I'm going into this completely blind. I know nothing about this game, so grab a glass of water and a snack and let's get into it. Oh, is this not like flushed? It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna annoy the hell out of me. It's fine. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There's no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspective and new beginnings. This is a love story? A love story! Another story. Let's get the choices. Okay. Cool. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
There's talking.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
There's talking.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Fuck the world. What's the world done for me? Oh. Another world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that? Maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's left it? Okay, the person seems kind of bad though. Can someone else do this? Because there's so many options! Have you considered that? Maybe I'm okay with the world ending. Do I get reward? Okay, thanks. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around like... What if I just turn around
You're
left?
just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Maybe. Okay, fine. I'm persistent. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin, talk to the princess. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. I'm not sure if you're okay with the world ending. Quite like a team. I'm just gonna be the silent protagonist.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
It's a circle.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
And?
Your silence is deafening.
Meow.
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Meow. There's no fighting. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I got two choices. I have to go to the cabin, don't die, fine. Well, I guess I'll start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm going to just like trek into the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
There's multiple cabins.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Oh,
Wait,
jeez.
what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I'm sorry.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Well, at least my last moments were peaceful. Just munching on berries. Bathing in the river's waterfall. Oh, chapter 2. Right, there's
You're
no
on a
premature
path in the
endings.
woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Yeah, a terrible sense of deja vu. Silently proceed to the cabin. Okay, we're gonna continue on being the silent protagonist. This time, yes,
A warning.
to the cabin we
before you
go.
further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Meow, meow, meow.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. It's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of it is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I want the pretty blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
I want the pretty knife.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
Booyah.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
So, like, this all sounds like the same voice. Does our knight here have multiple personality disorder?
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Okay, I definitely want the
Take the
blade.
blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. We'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Oh. Interesting. How do I hold a blade? Thumb at the... What does he mean, thumb at the... No, I'm gonna keep my grip as it is.
Great. You keep your grip the way it is. Your task awaits.
Can I still look at the mirror?
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
You don't see the
There's
mirror?
definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Why would you lie about that? Let's just silently approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Are we dragon?
But it was there a second ago.
Are we draconian?
And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Interesting. Okay, let's enter the basement.
The door to the
Oh, I
basement
hate
creaks
it.
open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Well, they do seem to be spiraling down.
The air here has a sickening, almost
I
sludge-like
also love
miasma
how,
to it.
like,
The kind of indiscernible quality that
image
comes from the blending
moves.
together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
interesting.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
I don't like it. I don't like how she speaks. I don't like how the story data sounds.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we?
We
And Hitty
did.
threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
We gotta continue forward so that we can continue to mess with the narrator. Take harsh, soft. I'm gonna go center.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
And we're getting late in.
You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
It has to be. Hmm?
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Meow?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Meow? Well, this has been quite a journey so far.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip. Now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Meow. What's your name? Contender was weird. I was pulled together. Do you know what happened to me? For all I know, you're allowed to die there for a reason. You're probably no threat to the royals and just let you. I'm kind of curious about the whole stair thing.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
I don't like her.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before?
Narrator.
Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew.
Meow.
Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until it's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality.
Do we
But what's
jump
done is
to
done,
different
isn't it?
reality? So wait, did we like fracture time?
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. It's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
You can't unsee or unthink, but you can forget. But once an idea is in existence, that's it.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Dude, he's just here to cause chaos. Try and free her. Wait, why is like all this lighting up as if it's all one option?
Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, knife aiming to slay the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
Right?
But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Hey, nothing can be very beneficial at times. Beneficial at times.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Oh, he faded.
falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
I hate her voice so much.
We
I hate the way she
should help
speaks.
her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
The illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your silence. She's gone, replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we can go for looking for her. The netherite is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. Let's just silently
I'm
approach the
begging you,
mirror.
don't do this.
Ignore him. I approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into the reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. The body is you. I'm a dragon! You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Oh hey, my cursor changed. Like before I was holding a blade and now it's like that dragon hand. I'm at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Yo, this is just like Elden Ring. Or Bloodborne. Are you the gift? Is this end of the world? Meow meow meow. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? What's happening now? Attack? Destroy my body? What? Okay, I'm gonna go like up to down and see if maybe I could like ask all of this.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you mean by
Thoughts
solitary lights?
without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Okay, I'm sort of getting like the symbolism she's using. I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction. a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But you're always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
She has a point. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Ooh, I wonder if it's like an ending will be unlocked if you get all the endings. Hi, Lulu! Okay, I stretch. And I sit. How you doing tonight? Aren't you afraid I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? Remember pieces? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was about to say the princess. Okay, made me forget. I'm curious, how many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
I'm doing awesome. I'm enjoying the game so far. It's quite interesting. And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Yeah, let's not stay stagnant. Let's continue forward. I'm not going back. Okay, maybe I forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
That's it! Okay, that's the second time I got jump scared. Everything goes dark and I die. I borrow a vessel. Bring the stranger to her.
You're on a path in the woods,
The real
and at the end of that path
process starts here.
is a cabin.
You know it when you see it.
And in the basement of that cabin,
You can see a previously dialogue in tab. Okay. If you don't, it'll be the end of the world. Okay, so my first time around, I just did like all the silent options. Sweet, I've always wanted to have a monarch before resolution. Maybe let's do this option now.
spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't, we're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Oh, that's so old school.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the
Oh,
cabin
this is
almost entirely
different.
bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
So because we didn't like fracture time and space continuum, things are like as they're meant to be right now.
The blade is your implement.
Consistent.
You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Interesting. And like even here, instead of being like an amalgamation of different scents, it's just
Her
one.
voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
And instead of her voice being distorted, it's actually Criff Sinclair.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm ready to kill you. Silent protagonist.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Meow.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Nuh-uh. That actually was legit my reaction, so I kind of want to go with this one because it's legit here.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten my grip
You ignore
instead.
the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I hate her attitude.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she's bluffing? Are you sure she's not armed? Can we just talk? Not dropping the blade. Let's go straight to the point.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Ah, damn.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Ouch.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Ouch.
Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
This should
Your
be strong.
blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Flee and lock her in the basement. Let's try to
You and
finish
the
the
princess
job.
stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
A noble sacrifice.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there?
Ugh.
If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Take that.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
Yay! How the final moments be a fun one.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
It ain't my problem no more. The adversary.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I wonder if every ending has like 2 chapters to it. God, Talos has a deja vu. I died. What am I doing here? She's gonna be killing. I already slew the princess. Sure, she killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
You have to like subconsciously think them.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing
Stubborn.
that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Okay, so first we got contrarian, now we have stubborn.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Unless it's someone telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Maybe?
We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
No. That's not how space-time continuum works.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Meow. Let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
We killed each other last time. How can I make sure this doesn't happen again? All she did last time around was beat me to death. There's someone like that in the world. To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands? Okay, I want to ask both of these. Hopefully I can.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Who locked her?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions?
Because I did the last time. I just kind of silently went along and did my own thing.
There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
If people let her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this all falling out to me? You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me? Oh, you are being cagey.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch. Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
If people let her away, why couldn't they slay her?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this.
Because I'm a
Call it
dragon.
a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
How can I make
Like
sure
I
she
said,
doesn't
if
screw
she
me
killed you,
again?
it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
That's mostly what I did. I tried to, like, avoid talking to her.
If you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around, leave. No. Let's continue forward.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Yes.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Meow. Is the cabin gonna be different?
The
It
cabin is tighter
is.
than its exterior
The
would
mirror's
suggest.
back.
Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do...
Okay, so we're gonna do what we did last
the blade from the
time.
altar.
First,
It
we're gonna
would be
take the
difficult to
blade,
slay the
and then we're gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Meow.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. So all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
This whole cabin is
Very
different than
different.
last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Well, not in this reality yet.
So focus up. The world is depending on you.
Meow.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess was
Gladiator
here,
fight.
slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Oh, Lulu, you might be onto something.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good.
Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Why can't it be both?
As you descend the final
Oh.
step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Those look so different. What would you say she's part? Like part demon, part dragon?
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Oh, she scares me. I like her voice better though in this form. I hope you heard of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened.
Okay, fine. Let's say for a moment I believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
I'm back for my quest to slay. Darn it! I'm back to my quest to lay the demon.
Okay. Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
You look different. So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
Maybe we can go longer this time. Here to free you, look different. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Let's see, I don't know what happened to you since last time. Not fighting a giant demon lady. I mean, I am kind of scared to attack her. Can I just turn around and leave?
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Alright team, what are we thinking? Turn the fire on, dodge to the side and counterattack. Run like hell, die.
As the princess barrels towards you,
Fuck
do
it.
your best to maneuver between the tight walls.
The
of
adrenaline
basement.
taken.
You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation,
Oh
each
my.
impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
There is no overpowering her.
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes,
Oh dear.
pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, that could have gone better. It's a chapter 3. Are you the needle?
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good.
Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it.
Hunted?
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive.
So now there's 4.
Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met.
A new narrator, a new reality.
Then what is going on?
And yet stubborn, carried over with us.
What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here. And if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin and see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason.
I like Hunted.
We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other. And I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that.
There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here.
Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said.
Of the circles.
Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. For me.
I want to go with Hunted's plan. We haven't talked enough. It's like her influence is poured out to the world. What if I don't agree? Okay, so I just want to do
It's
this
evidence of
one.
one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
Let's go to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
No last advice for us? No words of warning?
From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
This is why we're
Scream!
finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Meow meow meow.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly
It's just
tight,
a mirror.
more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need... See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it!
Meow meow meow. Still no way forward. Okay, so first take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any.
And then approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You do see it, right?
All we see is a damned mirror.
This really is just like last time. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there.
Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Damn, I wonder what would happen if I smashed it.
Why am I not surprised?
It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters.
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
If you want to fight out, you come get one. No, you get out there on your own.
But that wouldn't be fun. I don't want to be a monster chasing you down. I want to face you head on. I want an equal. It's so much better that way.
We need to get closer. She needs to see us to give chase. You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember every crack and crevice. You'll need to be faster than her.
Short-term memory is my skill set.
You turn to
Oh
face
dear.
what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and
Her tail is
tightly
thicker
muscled,
than it was before.
grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling! Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're going to do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Talk. Not that here. You want me? You have to come get me. You want a good fight? Really want to see me my best. We need some more space. Why don't you want to be free with you instead of fighting me? I'm not fighting you.
The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you? You're teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire
There we
in her eyes,
go.
The princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Gotta run right
Without
now.
hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rapid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Meow?
Little bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us.
Just gotta keep
Hearts
going.
tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to
Yay!
show.
Meow, meow,
Do you think
meow,
this is better for you?
Oh,
Do you think
arigato.
this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Welcome in, Jack. How you doing tonight?
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Just fell into intuition. No more talking.
You leap from
More
the grass
action.
and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left, now.
Meow.
As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh.
Ouch.
It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we?
Hey, don't judge yourself too soon. Oh my gosh, I love how the tip of the blade is red now.
You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going, we can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Did you have fun?
Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
The hands again. Oh, they took the blade. A wide open field. But you do not have the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared. Let's just approach.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. The thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. The ground was again. The mirror always makes them leave. When you need to see what's in it. The bloat. I've grown. I'm bigger. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
So we did good? Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant?
No.
I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight
I'm
answer?
sorry. Words are difficult for me.
I feel that.
They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Continue
I cannot
shifting
tell you
moving
what
forward.
desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You have been kinder to me than anyone else I met. Wait, thank you. Or why? What do you want me to bring next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
There are so many options. How many more vessels do I need to bring
If I
yet?
am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've heard them.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
That's a good long way to say you are not your thoughts.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
No preference? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I kind of want to say this because I'm just curious on what the reaction is going to be.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Okay. And there's still like these options too.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Meow. A tunneling vessel. Bring the eye of the needle to her.
You're on a path in the...
The end of the world? What are you talking about? Okay, so this seems like... Okay, so let's actually do some exploration. Oh, there's like Daenerys' voice. Did it die? I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds or trees. Perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. Is that a problem? You have to put an end to her. But how can the
Don't
princess lock the basement
linger
in the
on
world?
specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this
You're
up?
already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because
While
she
I
started that?
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Meow.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Oh, I like that. I like this.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Someone else can do this. Have you made consider I'm
Of course
okay with
I
the world
haven't.
ending?
Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Well, I guess my new name is Nobody.
I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I have my reasons. Do I get the word?
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Is it chocolate? Is it all the food I can ever want ever? Can you tell me what my prize is going to be?
It's a secret.
Is
I
it a
think you'll like
kitty?
it. It's a special reward.
Am I gonna
just for
have a
you.
pet kitty?
Whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
A comfy home in the woods with a garden and a kitty. And a library and internet. Don't make me lose my internet. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as she says she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had my chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. I'm sold.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
I'm not yet ready to empathize with her. If there's like another cycle after
You make
this
your way
one,
up
I'll
the
try to
short
empathize with
path of
her.
the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you.
Proceed. Okay, so I still want to take the blade. Hi. Hey, I think I'm okay. I don't know what. It doesn't tell me what I've done yet. Okay, so I did it not. So still nerves. I'm talking then. Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Darn. Last time I slayed the princess, but then I'll just be going in circles if I did that. What if she isn't
You go into
bluffing?
this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Fuck it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there thinking they're gonna end the world. What's your name? Hold on, I'm gonna be down here. Okay, so are you
Don't
flirting?
jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Acquaintances? What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I haven't told enough. I'm assuming you tell me. No, but I'm sure they have the reasons. No, and if I'm being honest, more inclined to trust you than them. No, I'm not ready for that yet.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
They have the reasons for keeping a secret.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Plus, if you're a princess, don't you have like a kingdom to rule or whatever?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
How would I get you out of here? How long have you been down here? I'm actually curious about that.
Too long.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. Get you out of here. I'm going to give you a lot to wait down here, at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other. Interesting. I'm gonna save. Slates.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
I've always been curious on what lizard tastes like.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, the tower? Meow?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her.
Got a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of you doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be autism. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
This is more than deja vu, though. Pretty sure this whole thing has literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
I feel like I've already gone
Those are
through
two
all
very
those.
different questions. You call. She's and I. What do you mean? If it's, do you think if she, just because she's
Oh wait, Voice of the
capable
Broken,
ending
I'm
world
skipping
doesn't
over
mean you're
it.
not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time.
Let's talk about the
Just be
princess.
quick about it.
She gave me last time around, I'm sure that... Yeah, like... Okay, but this time... Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that.
Okay, yeah. It's just like the
Right.
Broken this
Now,
time.
if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with a warning before you go any further. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Just a bit.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
What's the difference?
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Meow meow.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Okay, so... It's funny how the narrator switches between...
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous
Meow. Okay. Forward. What will the princess look like this
The door
time?
to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you
I
almost
like
feel at
incense.
ease.
This kind of incense.
Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
She sounds succubus-y.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions.
Meow meow meow.
If his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Arigato for the follow latte. Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? And yeah, I can definitely say she sounds like an Eldritch goddess. Latte, don't be weird. Continue to the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight,
Meow meow meow.
her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
So, a random kitty fact is if the cat's head can fit through a space, the rest of the body can follow. That's how kitties are able to get through like such tiny spaces. We are liquid. Her joints spin her wrists.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
She is like goddess-esque right now.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
Does she have magic in this form?
Drop it.
Yep. Titan.
As if on command, the blade slips
Oh.
from your grasp,
Oh, never mind.
clatters uselessly to the floor.
She is magic.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your
Oh.
legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
Yeah, in a way, she's scarier than the buff demon one.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
Indeed.
And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first,
You're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
True. What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Okay, you and I both know you can easily do that.
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Nah.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do that. You can be what you want to be. I think Shoot is bent on being world destruction. I have questions. What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet. This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
I'm not going to help you end the world. And nope, not gonna let you.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Oh dear.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye
don't
falls
do
on
that.
the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer. You reach forward and grasp the blade.
She's gonna make us cut ourselves somehow. Maybe lose an eye.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
Well,
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Well, does our will overpower hers?
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Because I don't think it does.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't.
Oh dear.
Take another step forward. The blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility.
Ouch.
Then
Oh
it
dear.
slides back out.
No.
The wound burns as a small hiss of
Oh
air escapes
jeez.
through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now,
No.
keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Oh
Those are just
jeez.
words. You don't have to listen to her. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood.
Oh
and gore.
jeez.
Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece. At least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Nope, we're sticking to the path of slaying
You can
her.
pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
Yeah, I love how the hero is just kind of casually continuing to talk.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her
Arigato for the
finger as her
hydrate.
face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
That's a little demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Seize the moment.
No. Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Wow, is she big? She seems big. Also, if you did we get like the back of her ankle? Because isn't there like a major artery there? Oh, we did.
Falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her
Oh,
knees.
and she is really big.
But you don't give
give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't
Seriously.
believe you actually strike me. You,
Mr. Broken, you need to stop
you
talking.
murder, you defile her. You don't know the consequences of your arrogance.
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even
Why are
see
we
what
still
she's done to you.
alive?
But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well.
Yay!
She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this. The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall. I don't feel liberated. I feel empty. Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses.
God killer!
Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
101 Killing a God. Part 3. Oh, I don't like this place.
And at the end of the part, okay, what the hell is that?
What the hell is this?
I think he's upset.
He is upset.
And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was. Ever will be.
You're damn right we did.
Hells yeah.
You'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path. If your thing is telling us about the princess,
Please don't waste your
don't waste
breath.
We know all about her. It's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted.
Because reality is distorted.
Knew this could happen. Knew we'd be able to.
We start like
Look,
this.
if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any
No more
to worry about.
do-overs?
So you'd better take things seriously.
Got it. Feels like I'm being pulled 100 different directions. I don't slay her if I just stay here. What's next? Okay, it seems like things are a little different when I do a little bit explorating, so I'm just gonna click this
So what
one.
if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really got to say anything. What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time.
Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count. We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened. It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
The second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Okay, so it seems like our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know.
Right? The music is pretty loud.
That's it. No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess in the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Gross.
Cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten.
I
There was
do not
once an
like it
elegance to
here.
its construction.
This place
Carved
looks like
marble columns
flesh.
holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
I wonder. Okay, let's just turn down the music a bit.
That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Is that mirror again? This says block on the door. Didn't mention the mirror. Okay, so first things first, we take the blade.
from the pedestal. It will be difficult to select.
Good. Nothing feels better.
And then we approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. Almost as if you'd...
All we see is...
It really is just like last time.
Oh, we smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
If Broken wants us to smash it, then I definitely do not want to
Don't
do
you wanna know
that.
what we've seen there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
I'm with him on this one. Smash it.
Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
No, we're not
You
smashing
reach forward and
it.
drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic.
Honestly, that is a perfect description of how I'm feeling right now, the scenery.
The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I'm so afraid to see what she's gonna look like.
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart?
Oh, she's still in goddess mode.
Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good.
She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever issues now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
She was going to end the world last time.
We're a hero.
If I might
Dragon
interject,
hero.
you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Meow.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
I was gonna say, did she tear off her skin?
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
I agree. This is very ill. Weak spot. We gotta strike.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. Then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
I hate this.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve.
Broken, shut
Screw
up.
that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Given destroying the world, have we? What happened to you? We would have to do this. I'm sorry. Please just listen to me. I'm going to end you. Slay. Okay. Hear me out. Give up and destroy the world, have we?
Wronged me the way you have. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually, though. Once I've had my fill of you.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying
Oh my goodness.
squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Oh. I got her swallowed up. True to her word, you do not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where does she... There's that mirror again.
Approach the mirror.
This doesn't... Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Oh, Stubborn is still
I
here.
don't want to look at us.
Where's it supposed to be? Oh wait, are they usually here? I forget. Silence is forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave right. We need to see what's in it. The decay. Withered. I'm in the long quiet again.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes.
Okay, that one I didn't follow.
I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me.
I love how I was holding
Even
her
if
heart.
You have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
We always hurt each other. What do you think of this vessel? You know to end this. Once you're finished, I'm going to kill you. Do you know what happens to ours leave behind? How you figure out what you want when we're finished? Do you still not care where they bring next?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
Okay, so I'm getting tired. What if we attack? Your road cuts across the entity around you, but nothing
My roots
happens.
burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Okay, then what if I destroy my own body? But as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Damn.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
An unwin vessel bring the fury to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and
Okay. How do I load? Load. Okay, what did I want to do here? Okay, what if I keep her locked away?
that seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here.
And then she says
You
that.
can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Lock her in the basement. Okay, let's just lock
I
her.
know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
Arigato for the raid! Hi everybody! We're playing Slay the Princess. It is a horror game that has gore in it. So please, if you're sensitive to that, thank you so much for stopping by. How are you doing, Waffles? What were you playing? What were you streaming? Yay! Arigato for the follow, Simitar. Simic Star. Meow. Oh, awesome! I got like 4 endings, something like that. I'm just kind of going through and wrapping up some stuff I've been curious about. Meow. I'm not too sure how
Turn your
long.
back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
Like, does this game even have an ending? Thank you so much.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she
Just
dropped
keep
her mask,
going.
didn't she?
Thank you so much for
You can
letting me
still
know.
turn around and finish the job.
No, we're sticking to our plan. I was afraid I already committed to not slaying her. For the hell of it, let's stick to
It'll
the
be
plan.
the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay. We can make
Oh,
this
they're
work.
different from the vessels? Interesting.
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
I find it hard to believe that this simple table is keeping her locked in.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyway.
Arigato for the father.
It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
No, it doesn't.
Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. So, although that was just an act, ignore her.
These aren't threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. And I'll make sure you never see the light of day again.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Bitchiness aside, I'm sure she's a good person at heart.
Where is she?
Oh my
It's
goodness.
helping me get out of that awful basement.
It's
You
it!
try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once.
She's a ghost now?
Paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Maybe?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Oh dear.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills.
Wait, I have gills? Am I a water dragon?
What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is.
Bye bye.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, the nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement
Oh,
of that
it's a
cabin
phrase.
is a princess.
Gotcha.
You're here to slay her. A warning. She will lie. I don't think it doesn't matter. Don't
Paranoid.
trust anyone.
We have a new one. It's paranoid.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
We need to bless this blade with holy water.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. If you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Okay, so first things first, we take the blade.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. Good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something
A bomb.
better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Make the whole place go boom.
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Prevent the Sardan through mirrors of Jesus. That's so true. Wait. It might have to go onto the stairs.
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Okay, so approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the... What are you talking about?
Wipe it clean. Touch
Reach
the
for
wall.
Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
And now we enter.
You cross over
Cool.
the threshold and onto a series of
Are those
isolated
blinking?
steps suspended in darkness.
There's blinking eyes.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static,
Ooh.
as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back. She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you?
It doesn't matter.
We need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place, it'll be enough.
Okay. Then step into the void between the stairs. Okay. I'm curious, what happens if I do that?
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you
I was
do that? What did you think would
curious.
happen?
I don't know if onto an infinite void seemed better than going downstairs and dying, I'm just saying. Just curious.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right.
Let's go right. Oh wait, there's eyes over there.
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Scary, it's haunting. Go back the way you came. Well, my first thought was to go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
I hate this.
I told you I was going to find you.
This is nightmare fuel.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think!
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Oh dear.
As your blood begins to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want...
Okay,
Oh.
whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission.
This is my favorite one yet.
Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late.
Oh, why won't you finish me off? Leave together. Leave together. Ah, this is fine.
Your will concentrates into a single fine point, and you strike out against the princess, ignoring the constant reminders of your breaking body. She doesn't even move as the blade sinks into her heart.
We did it. We actually...
You actually went for it. Oh, you're going to regret this. I could be so much more terrible for you than I am now.
Can she?
We've already seen how she can change...
Heart.
You're not getting those stairs back. I'll see you when you finally decide to die.
She falls to the ground.
No exit. Stuck on a
Unmoving.
dream without a stair to be seen.
Oh. I can stop now, can't I? I can. Finally. And now that she's gone, you can let us out of here. Right?
I don't think the narrator can do that.
She was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? And now she's dead. I don't like to think what that means for us. It means that you're stuck here. Forever. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, I hate this. Time passes. Forever's gonna end. Eventually, right?
So, the way I see it, we have two choices. One, there's a perfectly good knife right there. Two, will the mirror, like, randomly pop up?
No, it won't. That's the whole point of forever. It doesn't end. I feel sick. It doesn't have to be forever, though. Does it? What do you mean? We still have a way out, clutched in our hands. Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? Won't we be dead? I guess that hasn't stopped us before.
Exactly.
That's a terrible idea. You've already saved the entire world from ruin. Why would you want to die?
Because why would we want to be stuck here?
Because right now, you don't want us to do that. You're right. I don't. But if we've already saved the world, then why does it matter if we die? Why do you care? I just do. I value life. Every life. Even yours. Especially yours. Why? What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to value life. Exactly. I don't have to answer that.
I'll just come back again.
Again? That's unfortunate. You were only supposed to be here once. I don't like the way you said that. You knew this was a possibility, didn't you? Of course I did. Though I'd rather hoped I was the first one. That explains a lot, though.
So has this been the same narrator every single time? And he was just pretending not to be the same narrator?
You bastard, how much are you not telling us? Plenty. But it's all in your best interest. And the world's. And mine. She's dead and we're stuck in a hell void forever. How could telling us your secrets possibly hurt anyone? It just can. Look, this world is saved, but if you start over, for all you know, you're just putting another world in danger.
It
You
is.
barely managed to land the killing blow here. What if you don't manage it next time? I've already said too much, really. You won't get another word out of me on the subject.
But what's the matter if we like die of like natural causes versus a knife? Unless we can't die natural causes here. Can you tell us your secrets? No. Exactly.
That's a grim thought, innit? But I suppose you're right. You are a creature of biology. Something will happen to you before forever comes along. We don't have to starve to death.
Yeah. What if I waited?
More time passes. More time. More.
Damn.
More.
Nothing happens.
You remove the blade from the princess's body. What exactly are you planning on doing with it?
Slay myself.
I don't like this, but I suppose there's not much I can do to stop you, is there? You raise the blade to your neck and slit your carotid artery. Here we go. You'd better get this right next time, do you hear me? Don't blow it. Everything goes dark, and you die.
We escaped. Wait, 3? The Wrath? The Wraith. What's happening? Is it more ghosts?
You're on a path in the wood. Yes, so it does.
Cold.
No, there has to be a way out of here. There just has to be. What if we do what she asked us to last time? What if we just let her leave? Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Great. So you probably already know all about her and all about the threat she poses to the world.
Because hear us out. We have her leave. We get out of that place. And then kill her.
Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way. If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it. Yourself included.
Oh, threatening us with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of dying? We've already done it twice.
More times than that, actually.
All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again and again.
This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it, but it's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading. Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and to do your job, alright?
Aye, aye, sir. Are you the same there I met in other loops?
Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no.
So maybe they weren't the same.
Is that supposed to be a riddle? If it is, it's not very good.
Or he's just trying to hide
I
it.
haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate. So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him.
Had the persons go after the narrator.
They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it.
If killer, been killed by her, any of those things will go well.
You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever. Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point. Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't. And you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating. Everyone is manipulating us, but
We're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid getting tangled up in them.
On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him.
Damn, you're not just cold, you're sadistic as well. No, I've done that already. Okay. Let's just go to the
Continue
cabin.
down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do.
I don't like any of our options here. It feels like we're being driven down the tracks to some awful inevitability. There must be something we're missing. Something that would make everything make sense. Maybe letting her out really is the answer.
Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care.
Actually, I'm kind of curious to see what
Sounds
happens.
like somebody's about to crack.
Are you trying to use reverse psychology on me, or have you really just
There's
given that
obviously
up?
no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Honestly, it seems like the more I try and talk sense into you, the more single-minded they get about letting her out. So yes, I'm done trying to argue. Would you look at that? We won. Take it however you will.
Okay, enter the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is long and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from
Pretty.
tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward. The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Of course there isn't a mirror. There wasn't one last time either, so why would it be there this time?
We could take a curtain and try to strangle her.
I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Let's pretend there is a mirror at the end of this hallway, and that's what I see. What's there behind
You're
it?
asking what's at the end of the hallway. It's the way to the basement.
Are you saying there isn't a door? Are you saying that at the end of the hallway there's just an opening again?
He didn't say door, did he? No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door. It's just an opening.
It's just like last time, isn't it? Only instead of a visible empty void, there's an invisible one. For all we know, she could be standing right there behind the mirror. For all we know, she's going to jump out at us, and there's nothing we can do to stop her.
Let me assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you. Certainly not the princess. The princess is in the basement.
Approach the mirror.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
Oh, do we? Do we feel like we're being watched? I hadn't noticed. At least you're admitting to it now.
You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
Wipe the mirror
I hate
clean.
that I know what's about to happen. Knowing makes it so much worse.
You reach your arms forward into the pitch black of the opening.
Well, that was a close one. All that stress and lead up for nothing.
Hopelessly staring into the void. I'm glad I made a lasting impression.
Stare into the void, and the voice stares back at you.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones
It's it.
snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them.
Oh dears.
You're met with the
Oh, dears.
terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
You killed me last time, and that was after you tried to lock me away forever.
I was so close to freedom. But then you took my body away from me. So now, I'm going to take yours. And I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I mean, if you break my ankle, it's gonna be very hard for you to walk.
Okay, maybe letting her in isn't the best idea. She clearly hates us.
And what's your point? I thought you wanted to get out of here. This is a way out, and it's different. We might as well take it.
Yeah, but not like this. She's going to make it hurt.
And turn off the part of you that feels things.
Oh, like
It's not easy.
It is. Pain is just another sensation. If you can tolerate joy, you can tolerate pain.
Huh. Tolerate joy.
Except that pain hurts.
Yes, that's what it does. That's the definition.
Do we need to explain to you why pain is bad?
You need to explain to yourself why it isn't.
Look, we're here now. You killed me, and then I killed you. When we're in the bridge. I never wanted to hurt you. I'm a victim of all this too. When it possesses me against my will, make it no better than me. Do you need to take my body? Could I just open the door for you?
You locked me in a basement and then you killed me. Oh, we're past the point of compromise. I'm taking your body, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. I think you forgot something. Like the part where all this started when you left me to languish in a pit all by myself. Now it becomes something so much worse. And it's all thanks to you. If I were you, I would just want to get it over with. You lost your chance to call the shots. There's no going back to fix it now. You can either look on in horror or celebrate my freedom. But either way, you're about to become a passenger. Enough talking. We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once this place is far behind us.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding.
This is so weird.
Her torso stretches until
Too
her face
close.
is practically touching yours.
Personal space,
her neck
please.
cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess. Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. Okay, deep breath. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
As the world burns around us.
Is there any conceivable way that this is fine? Yeah, I'm right. This is fine. It's better than last time. At least our organs aren't failing. At least I can actually talk.
It is fine. Everything is always fine. These consequences have no real impact on us outside of momentary discomfort. I'm sure we'll be moving on again soon.
Your vision fades as she
Oh,
tears
dear.
open the membrane of your soul.
My soul? Rude.
You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong.
So we've been possessed.
It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support.
It's rather rude to show up in somebody else's body and boss it around like this.
Oh, like you would know.
We were gonna let you out of here. That's the whole reason we marched all the way back up to the cabin.
Were we?
I was. And what reasons are those supposed to be? Nobody should be able to be judge, jury, and executioner. We weren't always like this. We don't have to let her out. I've been storing up a little bit of will since she forced her way in here. Take it and throw us all into the basement. It's better than giving her what she wants. Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
Throw your body into the abyss.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss. Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter.
We're putting in everything we have. You're not. You're thinking too much about how she's hurting us. You're thinking too much about your body. It's just a body.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next one we all go. 1,
1, 2,
3.
3.
You throw everything you have
The
against her
Exorcist
and manage,
3.
for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole. Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall, and fall. We did it! We actually did it!
Yes, we've really shown them all, haven't we?
I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it.
What happens now? I want to know what he thinks happens now.
Why? What do you know that you're not telling us?
I'm just realizing now that she was aware of the narrator. Terminal velocity ceases, and you feel like something, a mass, a growth, torn out of you. You and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What's happening?
Ah, we got her swallowed up. But you don't answer her before she's gone, and you feel resistance underneath your feet once more. Memory returns.
Oh, there's that mirror.
It's calling.
Ignore the cat.
I've withered. Okay, so it's so withered.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction.
And she still says contradiction, although she's different now.
At once in where directions, all of me is changing.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because I think because of how I saved it, this is still the third time we're in the Unquiet. Well, this is a very interesting game. I really like all the different directions you go in, how it's not like a linear story. You have options to do things differently. I don't normally stream for this long, so I am very tired. Have a wonderful night, Lulu. Heads up, you're not gonna see me next week, but you'll see me the week after. And I want to say thank you so much for everybody for stopping by. Thank you so much for the raids. This was such a blast. And I hope I see you all again on my next streams. I usually do like scary games and horror stuff, so please stick around for that. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night and a wonderful couple weeks. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.